Good morning and shalom. We're going to be starting a series of devotionals. These are going to be off the cuff and will not probably be transcribed. And these devotionals are going to be short studies of the scriptures. And today we're going to take a look at 1 Samuel 15:10. The title of this little discussion is Learning to Listen. So let's read from 1 Samuel chapter 15 and verse 10. I shall be reading from the New International Version. And then the word of Yahweh came to Samuel, I am grieved that I have made Saul king, because he has turned away from me and has not carried out my instructions. Samuel was troubled, and he cried out to Yahweh all that night. Now, as is true of everybody, there is a time, especially when we're new believers, when we do not easily recognize Yahweh's voice. The first time that Elohim spoke to him, Samuel thought it was the high priest Eli calling. But because Samuel listened and responded obediently to Yahweh's words, both encouragement and discipline, Elohim used him to shape the destiny of Israel through what he heard and passed on to others. From Genesis to Revelation, we see how Elohim talks with his people, and he wants to communicate with us today. It takes practice and a deepening intimacy with Yahweh, however, to learn to discern between our own thoughts and the voice of Elohim. Part of this process is becoming familiar with the kinds of things that Yahweh says to us. What he says will always be consistent with what's recorded in Scripture. Through meditating on and memorizing Scripture and listening as others share godly wisdom with us, as Samuel heeded Eli's advice, we will grow in our ability to hear and recognize Yahweh's voice. Have you ever heard Yahweh speak to you? Have you spent time reading his word and asked him to speak to you through it? Of course, he can speak to you in many different ways, but the most common one is speaking through the word. I would encourage you today to habitually study your scriptures, habitually pray, and learn to listen and discern his voice. May you have a truly blessed day in him. Yahweh bless you all.